There is a pattern that religious leaders do not want to talk about, a statistical reality that contradicts everything they preach. Religious people, especially those living in highly religious countries and regions, consume significantly more pornography than secular populations. This is not speculation. This is documented data from multiple sources, including Google Trends, internet service providers, and adult content platforms themselves. And it reveals something uncomfortable about how sexual repression creates the very behavior religion claims to prevent. Let's start with the data. In 2013, researchers at Harvard University analyzed Google search patterns across the United States. They discovered that states in the Bible Belt, the most religiously conservative region of the country, had the highest rates of searches for pornographic content. Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, and South Carolina, all states with high church attendance and conservative Christian values, ranked among the top consumers of online pornography. Meanwhile, states with lower religious participation, like Vermont, New Hampshire, and Oregon, had significantly lower search rates. The correlation was striking. The more religious a state, the more its residents searched for porn. But the pattern becomes even more striking when examined globally. According to Google Trends data analyzed over multiple years, many of the top countries searching for pornographic content are religiously conservative nations. Pakistan consistently appears among the highest. Other countries that rank high include Egypt, Iran, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. These are nations where pornography is not just discouraged, it is illegal. Access to sexual content is officially banned. Religious authorities openly condemn such material as sinful, immoral, and corrupting. Yet their populations search for it more than most other places in the world. Let's be specific about Pakistan. This is a country where pornography is banned by law, where Islamic values dominate public and private life. Yet according to Google Trends data collected over multiple years, Pakistan consistently ranks very high globally in searches for explicit sexual content. The data shows searches for extreme and taboo categories that are deeply forbidden in conservative religious contexts. This is not a single anomaly. It is a sustained pattern over years. Egypt, another conservative Muslim nation, ranks similarly high. Searches for pornography spike during Ramadan, the holy month of fasting and spiritual reflection. This is not coincidence. It is psychology. When desire is suppressed during the day, it intensifies at night. Iran, where the morality police enforce strict dress codes, also ranks near the top in pornography searches. Saudi Arabia, one of the most religiously rigid societies on earth, also shows extremely high search rates for pornography. The irony is impossible to ignore. The more a society restricts sexual expression, the more its population seeks it out in secret. This is not limited to Muslim-majority nations. The same pattern appears in conservative Christian communities. In 2009, researchers from Harvard Business School analyzed credit card data for online pornography subscriptions across the United States. They found that residents of Utah, a state with a large Mormon population and one of the most religious in the country, had the highest per capita rate of paid online pornography subscriptions. The researchers noted something particularly revealing. Pornography consumption in Utah spiked on Sundays, the Christian day of worship and rest, more than any other day of the week. People were attending church in the morning and watching pornography in the afternoon. Another study published in the Journal for the Scientific Study of Religion examined pornography use among religious Americans. The findings were striking. People who described themselves as very religious were just as likely to view pornography as non-religious individuals. The key difference was not in behavior, but in response. Religious viewers reported significantly higher levels of guilt, shame, and psychological distress. In other words, religion does not stop people from watching pornography. It just makes them feel worse about it. In the age of the internet, that redirection overwhelmingly leads online. In countries where dating is restricted, where men and women are segregated, where marriages are arranged and premarital relationships are forbidden, young people have no healthy outlet for sexual curiosity. Pornography becomes the only accessible option. It is private, it is anonymous, and it offers an illusion of exploration in a society where sexual autonomy is denied. Religious prohibition creates a psychological phenomenon known as the forbidden fruit effect. When something is intensely forbidden, it becomes more desirable. When religion tells believers that sexual thoughts are sinful, those thoughts do not stop. They intensify. The more shame attached to sexuality, the more mental space it occupies. This is why sexual obsession is often strongest in the most repressive environments. There is also a generational component. Young people raised in religious households are often given no sexual education beyond prohibition. They are not taught about consent, relationships, anatomy, or healthy sexuality. Their primary source of information becomes pornography. Accessed in isolation and without guidance, it shapes distorted expectations and unhealthy understandings of intimacy. The adult content industry itself has confirmed these patterns. In 2014, Pornhub released detailed traffic statistics. The data show that several religiously conservative countries ranked unusually high in content consumption. Searches for culturally and religiously specific content were among the most popular in regions with strict sexual prohibitions. People are not just consuming generic pornography. They are searching for content that reflects their own suppressed cultural and religious context. But the pattern extends beyond individual countries. A broader analysis of global pornography consumption strongly suggests that religiosity and porn use are positively correlated at the national level. Countries with mandatory religious education, where religion plays a dominant role in law and culture, consistently show higher pornography consumption than secular nations. Meanwhile, countries like Sweden, Denmark, the Netherlands, and Norway, nations with high levels of secularism, comprehensive sex education, and open attitudes toward sexuality, report lower rates of obsessive or problematic pornography use. This does not mean religious people are morally worse. It means the system they live under creates conditions that drive the behavior it claims to prevent. So why does this happen? The answer lies in psychology and sociology. Sexual desire is a fundamental human drive. It does not disappear. Religious communities also create a culture of secrecy and hypocrisy. Religious leaders condemn pornography from pulpits and mosques. Politicians in conservative societies demand harsher censorship. Yet the same populations quietly seek out the very content being condemned. This creates a cycle: consumption, guilt, repentance, suppression, and relapse. This pattern is not unique to sexuality. Religious prohibition often intensifies the behaviors it seeks to eliminate. Prohibition creates black markets. It does not eliminate demand. You cannot legislate away human desire. You can only drive it into hiding. So what is the solution? Evidence suggests that societies with open attitudes toward sexuality, comprehensive sex education, and gender equality develop healthier relationships with sexual content. Pornography exists, but it is not central. It is not taboo. It is not fetishized by secrecy. The conclusion is uncomfortable but consistent. Religious sexual repression does not eliminate desire. It does not protect morality. It creates secrecy, guilt, and obsession. And the data strongly suggests this pattern. If you do not believe this, research it yourself. Look up Google Trends data. Read the academic studies. Examine psychological research on repression. The numbers are public. Think about it.